Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 20 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 10 plus years of experience in Python environment. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, CP, right? So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes,
Yeah,
fine. Thank you. So if you've got any general queries, I'll be giving time for you at the end of the session. Right. So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following things. Right. Why Python? Python is not a kind of technology which is very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989. Why all of a sudden Python has got a great boom? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Means if you go back like 2010 or 12, right? Nobody knows that there was a programming language like Python. They are not aware about the Python programming. But all of a sudden Python has got a great boom. Suddenly it got super popular. What are the reasons? And who can learn Python? What are the prerequisites for Python? See, the Python statements look like normal English statements. They are not as complex as other programming. I'll take an example. I'll take a task. I'll try to implement the task in multiple programming languages. Can check how simple the Python statements as compared with other programming languages. Not only you can check coding wise, you can check length wise, you can check complexity wise, you can check how simple the Python statements, just like normal English statements. And coding wise also, not even one-fourth coding as compared with other programming languages. Very less code, simple syntax, looks like normal English statements. How Python was built? How it was built, like taking features from different other programming languages. It has taken the advantages and features from multiple programming languages. It has taken one feature from one programming, other feature in this way from multiple programming languages. It has taken the features and advantages. That's the reason we call Python as a hybrid language, because of this multiple programming features. We are calling Python as a hybrid language. And before you update with this, right, you need to know what kind of applications are we developing today by using Python. Python real-time applications. What are the various applications? Why Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications, right? So one by one, I'll be briefing you about these things, what kind of applications. And usage, who are using Python today? Which companies are using Python? Topmost applications built using Python, right? Python features as compared with other programming languages. Python features as compared with other programming, right? Features which you don't see in other programming languages. What are the special features you see for Python? And Python comparison with other programming, and reasons why it is suddenly super popular, one by one reasons, and the job market of Python currently and the scope of Python in the coming years. This is what I'll be discussing in today's and tomorrow's session, right? This is what my discussion will be. Starting with why Python. I define Python in 5 lines. It's a general purpose programming. What do you mean by general purpose programming? Right. So before Python, there were some programming languages. If you heard about the programming languages like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, right? These programming languages are purpose-based languages. These are purpose-based languages. Means they are used for a specific purpose, not for all the purposes. Pascal for complicated mathematical applications, Fortran for scientific applications, COBOL for business applications. Means for a particular purpose they are designed. But a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application, such a language we call it as general purpose programming language. A program which is suitable for developing any kind of application, such a language we call it as general purpose programming. So Python is a general purpose programming. Any kind of application you can develop using Python, like automation applications, web applications, animation applications, gaming applications, networking applications, scientific applications, desktop applications, right? In this way, wide varieties of applications you can develop today by using Python. That's why we call it as general purpose, not purpose based.
Python is a purpose, not a purpose-based programming language.
It's a, it
It's
is
a general.
it's not for a, what is it? What I have given. So it is not purposed. It's not for a particular purpose. It is for all the purposes, right? Purpose based means what? Purpose based means for a specific purpose only. So if you talk like Pascal, only for particular purpose. What is it? For mathematical applications. Fortran for scientific applications. COBOL for business applications. That is what? Particular purpose. Purpose based. But general purpose means any purpose. Any purpose, that means it can be a web application, it can be automation application, it can be a networking application or gaming application or desktop applications or embedded applications, any kind of application it can be. We can develop using Python. Python is providing thousands of modules. Later I'll discuss, I'll brief you about it. For different domains and for different environments, it has got modules. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python is providing for different environments, because of which Python is super popular today. I'll brief you about those modules. And secondly, multi-programming. Multi-programming means multiple programming features. Python has got multiple. If you take example of Java, only one programming feature you see. Object-oriented programming feature you see. Without object-oriented programming, you cannot write a single Java program or application. In Python, with object-oriented, without object-oriented, using procedural-oriented, using modular or using scripting, you can write different varieties of codes. Multiple programming features it has got. It has taken features from different programming languages, because of which we call Python as a hybrid language, right? Later I'll brief you about what programming features Python has got and what all the features we are going to discuss as part of this course. I'll be discussing all the programming features of Python. Okay, fine. So not a worry, right? Yes, Chaitanya Kumar. See, you'll be getting the video of this, right? To your mails. Hope you have given the mails, right? While registering to the sessions, everyone will be getting the recorded video, right? Yes, all the sessions will be recorded. You will be getting the session videos, right? Fine. High level language. High level language. You can say there are two types of languages. Yes. Two types of languages. Low level languages, we say low level languages and high level languages. And secondly, high level languages. Example of low level languages like assembly level language or machine level language, right? Assembly level language or machine means this, what is low level language? First thing, they are not human understandable. The code can't be understandable, right? Not human understandable. And secondly, the code, whatever you have written, cannot be carried, means it's not portable to system. You cannot carry that code from one system to another. Thirdly, it is totally machine dependent. Machine dependent. It cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating systems. Machine dependent. But if you talk like high level languages like Python, as I said, Very simple syntaxes, looks like normal English statements I said, like they are human understandable. You can carry the code, can run on multiple systems, platform independent, machine independent, right? Can run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. So if I say like Python is human understandable, it's portable, you can carry the code from one system to other, and machine independent. Machine independent, it can run on all the machines, all the hardwares, all the operating systems. Say like platform independent, right? Yes. So Python is a high level language. Interpreted language means, for example, you here also you see two categories of languages. Two categories of languages, right? Compilation languages and interpretation. Compilation languages and interpretation languages. Compilation languages like C language. I'll say what is this? What do you mean by compilation? Interpretation example, Python. Compilation means, for example, you've got some lines of code. You've got some lines of code. Yes. How many lines, whether it is 10 lines or 30 lines or 50 lines, entire code executes at once. Entire code executes at once and displays the errors, if any. If you got any errors in the code, it will display the number of errors in this. But in the case of Python, if you got some lines of code, it won't execute the entire code at once, statement by statement, statement by statement. If we get error in this, it won't execute the remaining statements. So statement by statement, which makes debugging easy, right? This interpretation, line by line execution, right? Yes. User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming language. Python is a programmer-friendly programming language because it's providing simple syntaxes, right? If even anyone who doesn't have any programming knowledge, with zero programming, if I show you some Python codes, you can easily understand how simple, right? In the tomorrow session, I'll brief you with some Python snippets, right? So with some code snippets, you can just easily understand what happening in each line. I will take other programming and Python programming, both you can check how simple this Python statements, right? You can easily analyze. That's why we call it as user friendly or programmer friendly. And that too, Python is providing many built-in functions, many built-in functionalities, libraries. Without writing code, you can directly make use of those functionalities, because of which it is suddenly super popular, right? And also today, Python is the mostly used programming. Python is the mostly used or mostly chosen programming, even for implementing different high-end technologies, right? Python is the mostly preferred. The talk of the industry, data science, AI. So the mostly chosen programming language, Python, where Python has got modules for that. Different many modules it is providing towards the data science, machine learning, AI, ML, right? Where we are using Python modules in that. So Python is the mostly chosen for implementing not only in the data science, even in big data environment, in IoT, in robotics, in writing automation scripts, right? Most of the high-end technologies, Python is chosen as the implementation language. Directly or indirectly, you will be writing Python scripts or Python statements, right? You will be touching in the, if you go to the software field, directly different high-end technologies, they are using Python as the implementation language. Means it has got modules for every environment, whether you are for networking or testing or big data or data science or operating system or databases, any background, right? Python has got modules for every environment, right? Yes. So yes, so Python, that is what Python is a general purpose. Any kind of applications can be developed, multi-programming features. What all the features you see in different other programmings, all the features you see in Python. It's a hybrid language, high level, easily understandable, it's portable and machine independent. It can run on all the hardware and all the operating system, interpreted line by line execution, user friendly. Programmer friendly programming, right? Yes. What programming features Python has got, and what features you are going to learn in this part of this course? So Python has procedural oriented programming features, procedural oriented programming features. Example like C language, right? Just like C, you can develop applications using by object-oriented programming features. Object-oriented programming features, just like Java, you can develop applications, but with not even 1/4 coding, very less coding, right? Not that much coding you won't see in Python. Like C++ or Java, which are object-oriented. And apart from this, Python also got scripting features, scripting, like example like the shell script. Example like shell script. Procedural oriented programming, object oriented programming, scripting, and modular programming, right? Yes. Example like modular 3. Procedural oriented programming like C language, object oriented programming like C++, Java, scripting like shell script, and modular programming like modular 3. Like C language, like C++, like Java, like modular 3, you can develop different varieties of applications here using Python. Because of this multiple programming features, we call Python as a hybrid language. So if we talk two major programming languages used in the industry, right? Yes, I'll discuss about modular programming. Shoban, right? I'm coming to it. See, two major programming languages used in the industry for enterprise applications creations, Python and Java, major programming languages. But the Java programmers or developers are restricted to use only object-oriented programming features. Without object-oriented programming, there is no Java program or an application. But as I said, using Python with object-oriented, with procedural-oriented, with modular programming, we can develop different varieties of applications. And coming to the scripting, right? Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries for scripting, where it is used writing automation scripts in DevOps environment, in IoT, in robotics, right? In different environments, we use write Python scripts. Coming to this modular programming, because of this modular programming, Python has got high boom today, great boom today, right? Because Python is providing the concept of modules. 89,300 modules Python is providing, right? 89,300 inbuilt modules Python is providing for different environment. Whatever environment you have, Python has got a module for it. If I talk on these modules, right? Just for data science, for example, if we take an example of data science, separate modules Python has got for data science. Separate modules Python is providing separate modules for data science, like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTable, Matplotlib, CP, Skikit. So nearly 10 to 15 modules Python has got for data science environment. Even for big data environment, right? Python has got modules. Like even if you talk like PySpark is one of the package of Python, it's a Python package, right? And if you talk about any other like networking, right? We have got many modules for networking. Separate framework only Python is provided for networking environment. For testing or for test cases, Python is providing modules for this testing and test cases. And for operating system kinds of activities. One second, sorry, it's testing. Operating Over operating system, the name of the module itself is OS. We need to just say import. See, very simple example. I say, I want to find square root of a number. How will you find a square root of a number? How will you find the square root of a number, right? In Java, if you write minimum 4 lines, you get. If you write the code. Observe here. If you want to find the square root of a number, just we have got a module, math module is available in Python. Import that math module. Whenever you want to use any module, you need to say import that module. Any data science related or big data, any module, import it. Within the math module, there is a functionality called SQRT, square root. Square root of which number? 16 I want. This is the output. Simple, right? Import the module. In the module, some functions are available. Using that functions, just we can provide that. Just this is the simple, just like normal English statements. No complex words. In the same way, for every 89,000 models are there in this way, for every environment. Import it, they've got some built-in functions. And if it doesn't know how to use this square root, or if it doesn't know how to use these models, okay, anyhow, in this modular programming, we'll be briefing you. There is a help function in Python to help you with the syntaxes, general formats of these modules. The tomorrow session, just I'll be briefing you about those, right? Help function in Python. Apart from this OS, for each and every database, Python is providing a module. For example, for Oracle, Python, if it wants to connect with Oracle, a separate module like CX_Oracle is available, right? Using this module, within just 1 minute, you can connect with Python, can connect with the database Oracle. Very simple, not as complex as other programming, right? Connecting with the databases, like you need to have a lot of driver knowledges. But here, just import that module, import CX_Oracle, just give the username and password of the Oracle, just you will be connected to the Oracle database. You can perform operations, SQL operations. Similarly, for every database, Python is providing for MySQL, right? It is giving PyMySQL. PyMySQL is available. MySQL connector is available. And for SQL Server also, right? For SQL Server, PyODBC is the PyODBC, right? Yes. And apart from this, not only this databases, you'll be getting the data in the real time. We see the data in files and databases, right? Files, any types of files, Excel files. For example, if you want to write just I'll write 3 to 5 lines of Python code and I'll execute it. Excel workbook, Excel file will be created. Again, within that Excel file, create some sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Just by writing Python code only, I can perform that too with 2-3 lines code, right? And I can give names for the sheets by writing Python code itself. Go and check at whatever location I provided. At that location, go and check that Excel file will be available. In that Excel file, go and check the sheets will be created. In the sheets, you can see the sheet names will be there. You can give the headers, you can give that formulas, everything from the Python code itself, right? Yes. Not only Excel file, any kind of files, if you're working, if you want to reading data from that files, writing data to that files, we have got modules available. No need to write any code. For comma separated values, CSV, for JSON, JavaScript object notation files, for XML files, for PDF files. We can create PDF files. By writing Python code, I can create a PDF file. I can read data from a PDF. I can write data to a PDF. And for mathematical operations, just now I said math module. For statistical operations, right, we have got modules available. And for generating graphs in Python, right, Python is the only programming language which can, by writing code, generating graphs, any types of graphs, normal graph, bar graphs, histogram, scatter plots, tag plots, pie graph. In tomorrow's class, just I'll show you some couple of examples, right, of graphs. Without any programming, zero programming, you can easily understand generating graphs in Python. Any types of graphs. We have got that functions are available, just like I showed square root, right? In the same way, for bar graph, bar function available. For histogram, HIST function is available. For pie graph, PIE function is available. very simple, right? I'll just now in the first today itself, I doesn't want to enter into the coding part. The tomorrow's just I'll show sample snippets, right? So these are in this way, thousands of modules. Just these are some of the examples. In this way, thousands of modules Python has got, right? Yes. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python, right? For different environments. Yeah. So yes. And you should know while updating with any technology, right? Whenever you update with any technology, right? You need to know what kind of applications are getting developed by using Python. What kind of applications are getting developed using Python? Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Yes, one second. Once again, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear? Right?
Yes, voice is clear. Thank you.
Right. So one by one applications, there are a lot of applications of Python that I'll be briefing you, but in the tomorrow session, I'll just discuss about this Python real-time applications. We have got a lot of discussion on that. Many applications we are creating using Python, but who are using Python today? Okay, let me go. Python real-time applications, right? Yes. Okay. Python today mostly used in creation of web applications. Lot of web applications we are creating today by using Python. You may ask immediately, Java.NET from the last 20-25 years, they are used for developing web applications. Why again Python? Means Python has got a framework like Django. With at a rapid speed, you can develop a web application using this Django framework. It's very famous framework. That too with very less coding, not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programmings. It has got many flexible features. It has got its own database like SQLite 3. This is a database name where it has got its own database, has got its own application server. Nearly 40% of the code it is going to auto-generate the code and the structure of that project. So many flexible features you got by using this framework. Django is a framework of Python, right? Because of which today at a rapid speed, Python applications can be developed, right? And also automation applications, another major area, right? Automation applications, the major one like data science applications, especially the data science, using technologies like data science, using technologies like IoT, using technologies like DevOps, right? Lot of automation applications. If I talk about this IoT, Internet of Things, right? It is a physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, electronics for collecting data, for controlling the things from the place where you are, right? For exchanging data, collecting data, and controlling the things from the place where you are. Simple way, electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other. So here, most of the coding is written in Python, coding is written. And apart from that, if you come to this data science, everything deals with the data. Data has got experience. Data has got future reference. Using data or data science, we perform data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, data recommendations. It's a blend of techniques. The main technique, what we see here, machine learning. The main technique, what we see here, machine learning, right? So machine learning, we have got many techniques, regression, classification, clusterings, pattern match. For all the techniques to implement, you require a language. You require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen, mostly used programming for this, implementing this machine learning, ML, DL, AI, MI, all this, right? Yes. And even DevOps for writing many automation scripts today, Python is chosen. And one more major area like big data, right? Today, if you see huge data is getting generated, you should have seen KBs, MBs, GBs, or TBs. But today, petabytes of data is generating, petabytes, PB. So you should have seen KBs, you should have seen MBs, GBs, terabytes. Now petabytes, data is generated in petabytes. 1 petabyte equal to 1024 TBs. So to handle this huge data and to process this huge data, we have got some tools like Big Data, Hadoop, Spark, especially Spark, very high speed processing technology, right? With a very high speed, it can process. To implement, you require a language. So here also Python is the mostly used language. So Spark implemented using Python, we call it as PySpark. And along with it, like the scientific applications. Scientific applications for we have got a separate package available like the CP, scientific Python, even for numerical analysis. For numerical analysis, right? A separate package or module available, right? For Python, NumPy we say, right? Numerical Python for numerical analysis. Apart from this, for graphical user interface or for animations, kinds of things, Python has got separate modules like PyQt or tkinter, right? Yes. Apart from this, for gaming or for game development, right? Especially for game development, today, a lot of games are getting developed using Python, single user, multi-user online games, especially for developing games. Python is providing frameworks like Pygame. It is a framework given by Python for developing games in Python. And here even you have got Pygame, Pycara are the frameworks for developing games, even like PySoy, 3D rendering library for 3D games, and also for scheduling. Python is providing Airflow, and for testing or for test cases, and for software development. Software developers make use of Python as the support language. For business applications, Python is one of the best choice for developing e-commerce websites. For developing e-commerce websites, right? And one of the hottest application of Python, right? Database applications where Python can connect with any database. Without database, there is no web application. So Python supports all the databases. And for networking applications or network programming, for networking side, right? Or networking applications, not only one separate framework like Twisted Python, it's a framework given by Python for network applications. And even for web scraping data from different websites. So we have got models like URL lib, BS4, Beautiful Soup, right? In this way, we have got models available. Apart from this, for embedded applications, right? Yes, the most famous embedded application, right? Raspberry Pi, which uses Python for its computation. Apart from this, for audio video applications, today, lot of audio and video applications are getting developed using Python. As part of the course also, like full stack Python, people who go for Python full stack, I'll just show you some applications related to audio and video also, right? And also like other environment, not only for computer applications, for electronics and civil environment, like for computer-aided designing, right? Python has got modules for it. Computer vision for face detection, color detection, and object detection, right? Many projects are getting developed using Python, right, for this. And apart from this, for data analysis, and for robotics, and desktop applications creations. So in this way, right, these are some of the examples, right? Python, it's a general purpose, any kind of applications you can develop, mostly used for developing these kind of applications, right? Data science, big data, scientific, numerical, graphical, gaming, testing, right? And in business, databases, web scraping, embedded, desktop applications, right? Yes. Companies using Python, right? Companies who are using Python today. Just I'll take 5 minutes before I brief you about this course structure. Topmost applications. Topmost applications built using Python. Built using Python, right? Yes. So if you say Google is one of the best example of Python web application, Google web crawling is first written in Java. It was too difficult. It was rewritten in Python. Yahoo using Python. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Instagram built using Python. The prime reason for Instagram to choose Python practicality and its hybrid features. NASA using Python for its research and development activities. Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python and ML. And other applications, if we talk like Quora or Reddit, Pinterest, these are Dropbox, all these are built using Python. Netflix using Python, right? The popular OTT platform Netflix using Python for its security automation and subscription related things, right? MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. And about iRobot for military and commercial operations. iRobot for military and commercial operations, right? And for hardware testing, companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they are using Python for hardware testing purpose. These are some of those examples companies using Python. Many other companies, right? Everyone using Python today. Some of those examples. Now, if you see in this, if you go check in the Google, right? Go check in the Google, right? Uh, Companies using Python. Companies using Python, right? Yes. Google, Netflix, Amazon, NASA, YouTube. This is Spotify, Google, Instagram, Reddit, NASA, right? Okay. See all this Pinterest, Instacart, Intel, Datadog, Mozilla, PayPal, all this they're using Python, right? Yes. Quora, Spotify, they have built Facebook, all this. Okay. Now from the discussion, what we had, reasons which makes Python super popular. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Yes. Most of the programmers or developers are attracted towards Python. They are migrating towards Python because of its very less coding. And that too simple syntaxes. They look like normal English statements. The tomorrow session, mostly I'll be briefing about this Python syntaxes and snippets of Python. And interactive mode given by Python. This is also one more important feature which other programming languages doesn't have. Interactive mode. Just like if your friend messaging, right, you are responding to that. The same way, if I give any statement, Python is going to give the response. For every statement I type, Python is going to give the response. Interactive mode given by Python, especially for the beginners and for the learners, Python, this interactive mode works better. For example, I'll just try to interact. CMD in the search panel, I'm typing CMD. I'm going to the command prompt. I've got already Python installed. So just to say Python and say enter. The Python version is displayed. The Python interpreter where I can print any valid Python statement. So just say 3 into, just I'm saying 3 into 4, right? It gives the output. 5 plus 3 gives the output. X value 10, Y value 4, I'm asking. So no need to define the data types, all this. Directly say x has 10, y has 4 in Python. What is x value? What is y value? What is x plus y? It gives response, right? X into y, x by y, any valid Python statements you can type, right? Yes, you can interact. I'm saying x into 2, 10 into 2. This is the power symbol in Python. 1 second. This is the power symbol in Python, 2 stars. 10 square, 100, x equal to hello. I want to print it for 5 times. X into 5 prints hello for 5 times. X into 10 prints hello for 10 times. So if you want to come out, quit. So in this way, statement wise interaction, this kind of interaction you cannot see in other programming. So interactive mode given by Python, just now I discussed, has got multi-programming features, hybrid features, wide varieties of applications, and many built-in libraries, given by Python. 89,300, right? 89,300 inbuilt modules, right? Libraries given by Python, right? Wide varieties of application, just now I discussed. 89,300 modules. Simple syntaxes, interactive mode, multi-programming features, wide varieties of applications. Yes. Many built-in libraries, 89,300 modules, right? So these are the reasons which makes Python super popular, right? And as I said, Python is the #1 ranked programming language today with diversified number of applications creations. So if you see, check in the Google, right? Popular coding language, just type a popular coding language and see the results for this, right? Okay. See the different images for this. Top programming languages. So can you see this Python mostly used? Can you see this Python mostly used? And if you see this most popular programming languages, Python mostly used, Python next comes JavaScript and Java. Right. If you see most Python remains the most popular, right? Even if you observe this, most popular programming language used by top 25 unicorns. Scroll down and check this. Okay, top 10 programming languages for every beginners to learn. Python first, next Java. Most popular programming languages, Python, next Java. Ranking wise, you can see the ranking. Python is #1 rank. Next comes Java and C, right? What programming languages you should learn, right? Python, JavaScript. Even JavaScript also is a part of our course, right? People who go for Python full stack. Yes, see the rankings, right? Python is the #1 rank. Next comes the other programmings, right? Language rank. Python #1 ranked. Yes, apart from that, you can see that usage of by different programming languages, right? In the industry, you can see this is that graph. Yes, Python mostly used 31%, Java 19, C++ 9.8, Ruby, and this, right? Okay, and if you see that salary packages, or if you say ranking by average salary, Python, right? Ranking by average salary, Python, and ranking by volume of job openings, Python stands here. And if you see the jobs, Python jobs, you can check people. If you see the scope of Python, the jobs, current job market, right? Just type Python jobs in the Google, right? Python jobs, you can click. Lakhs of jobs, like Python developer jobs. You can see, right? Yes. You see there, 1,81,258 Python openings. 1,81,258 Python openings. Apart from this, even if you update with framework, Django framework, right, along with Python, see people who know Django are very, very less. Who has got command on that is very, very less, right? So if you say Django jobs also, Django, Django jobs means Python framework jobs, right? See Python Django jobs, right? Thousands of jobs, right? 28,916 Django job vacancies in February. So if you see what is the course structure, right? Course content I'm going to discuss from the basic to the advanced level. So Python core, Python advanced, and this full stack Python. So starting with Python, what is Python? Why? History of Python, applications of Python, features of Python, versions of Python, installations, flavors of Python, Python modes of execution, interactive mode, batch mode, editors and IDEs. In real time, we use these IDEs. Python data types, Python constants, Python variables, comments, input output statements, type conversions, comments in Python, escape sequences in Python, strings in Python, indexes and slicing, operators, different types of operators in Python, IDs in Python. In real time, we use IDs, right? Not on a single, like other training sites, just I won't discuss on a single ID. Multiple IDs I'll be discussing like PyCharm, Anaconda, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, VS Code, PyCharm, right? Flow control statements, looping statements, strings, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, collections, lists, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested lists, tuples, tuple operations, set operations, dictionaries in Python, functions, properties, their categories, default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, different types of functions like lambda functions, filter functions, map function, reduce functions, modular programming in Python, package in Python, errors and exception handling in Python, file handling, right? Yes. Object-oriented programming concepts in brief. These are only the headings you can see in this. Abstraction, class, object. In brief, we'll be discussing about all this. Abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, overriding, constructors, destructors, garbage collector, right? Regular expressions, how to extract the data from the given, extracting the given data from that, right? For that, we have got this regular RE module, database connections, installation of one database I'll be showing you, and connecting with the database with different SQL operations and transaction management, handling errors, data and time module, operating system module, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closers, decorators, web scraping, working with CSV files, XML files, JSON files, GUI programming, GUI programming, right? Introduction, root. So all this GUI related, and Excel workbook, data analytics, NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas, introduction to this data science, Python, Pandas in brief, Python, NumPy module in brief, Matplotlib. Especially these three modules, if you see, right, Pandas, NumPy, and Matplotlib in brief, I'll be discussing. So if you see a lot of jobs, even for this, if you know the knowledge about these three modules, Pandas, NumPy, and Matplotlib. See, just check this in the try in Google, right? pandas, NumPy and Matplotlib jobs. Lot of jobs, right? Yes, check this, scroll down. 38,896 pandas job vacancies only on pandas. Again, if you talk about NumPy and Matplotlib, right? Yes, 1,67,972 NumPy job vacancies, right? On this. And even Matplotlib also, right? Lot of jobs available if you know about these modules. And apart from this, 30 topics I'll be discussing in brief on this Python core and advanced. Apart from this, people who go for Python full stack, Django framework in brief, web framework installations, project creations, applications creations, Django views, templates, Django admin, Django models, advanced concepts like ORM, Flickr modules. And apart from that, you'll be getting knowledge on this UI technologies like HTML in brief, CSS in brief, JavaScript in brief, and MySQL database, right? And also for this batch, I'll be discussing one more framework, Flask framework, right? And let me make it clear about the timings of this batch as requested by the students, right? So Python core and advanced, nearly 60 to 70 hours I'll be spending, around 2.5 months it will go. 5,000 is the course fee for it. Only Python core and advanced, right? And apart from this, people who go for Python full stack, it will be UI technologies will be discussed. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, JavaScript also will be discussed as well. And apart from this Django framework, nearly like 15 applications you'll be developing in this course, right? Hands-on. And I said one more framework, Flask framework, I'll be discussing for this batch especially. And MySQL database and a project for all these topics from 2 to 6. From the topics from 2 to 6, right? Yes. So that also I'll be taking 70 hours, around 2.5 months. 7,000 is the fee for that. But Python 70 hours, framework 70 hours, 140 hours, right? Totally for this. 2 months for this, 2 months for this, right? And 5,000 for this Python and 7,000 for this framework. Totally 12,000, right? But if you're taking the entire package with a single payment, it is 10K, right? Total entire package Python full stack. So if you're unable to spend 4 months of time, you can also go parallelly, right? Monday to Friday Python, and Saturdays and Sundays there'll be some weekend batches also available where you can, right? Yes, deal with these things. Offerings, right? Uh, okay, timings of this batch, let me make it clear. Later it will be at 9 p.m. First 1 week it will be at 8 p.m. Sorry. First 1 week it will be at 9 p.m. but later it will start at 8 p.m. So the timing of this batch is first 1 week to 10 days it will be at 9 p.m. right? But later it will be at 8 p.m. Later it will be at 8 p.m. Offerings. Live session videos. Soft copy of the class notes. Assignments and tasks you will be getting. A WhatsApp group for technical discussions. Resumes and interview questions. Live interactive sessions. 300 plus code examples, right? Okay. So yes, apart from this, there is one more package, right? Big data analytics, right? Where you will see Hadoop, PySpark, Linux, and this Python 2 months core and advanced also you'll be getting in that package. It's a weekend batch for 12 weekends. 15,000 is the course fee. You'll getting all the four Hadoop, PySpark, Linux, and Python. So this Saturday at 4:30, there is a demo for that. Okay. Check with that, right? Any queries from your side, anyone, right? Based on this. Tomorrow also everyone can attend the session same time at 9 o'clock using the same link to see more discussion. Is it, if it goes parallelly, is it possible to follow? Means yes. See, when this Python core is going on from Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sundays, you will be discussed with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which doesn't require any Python knowledge. By the time this is completed, your Python core gets completed. You'll be in the advanced level, right? By the time this Django is going to get started. This all for web page development, right? It doesn't require any Python knowledge. So by the time it completes, this Python core half of the course will be completed, right? Yes. Any other queries, right? Yes. So I said you'll be getting each and every session video, the class notes, soft copy of the class notes, videos to your Google Drive, notes to your mail IDs, a WhatsApp group for technical discussion. If any errors, can take snap and post it in that, right? Saturday and Sunday, yes. This Saturday, right? This Saturday at 8:30, morning 8:30 a.m. there is a batch going to start. And this for this framework means it will be started framework batches, right? You can understand the things. Yeah. Any other queries, right? Yes.
So one question, what is the 15 apps means here? Django framework, 15 applications we are going to develop or something?
Yes, yes. So here in Django, like I said, just very less coding. It's very simple to develop applications in Python. So as part of this course, we'll be developing 15 applications, right? So if you see, if we observe, right, for the previous batches, take any Django batches, all these are the Django batches I have handled. So if you see Django apps creations here, Django apps, check this, right? Yes. My project 1, my project 2, my project 3, right? More than 15 I have discussed for every batch. I say 15 minimum, but it goes more than 15. So any applications creations, right? So that's why in the weekend we'll be spending more time and we'll be developing these applications, right? For any batch more than 15, right? Applications. These are all the Django batches of mine. Fine. Clear notes will be provided for all these things, right? Yes. Any other queries? Yes.
Okay, Saturday and Sunday, 8:30 a.m. No, sir, that one.
8:30 a.m. Yes.
Okay. So any other batch is there, sir? Other evening
So
or something on Saturday?
not only that, in the coming days, if any other Django batch is going to start during that, you can attend that.
Okay.
Multiple Django batches will be starting right after this. You can
Mhm.
attend that any of my Django batch. Once you got enrolled, you can attend my any of my Django batch parallelly. Fine. Uh, even due to some job timings or due to some shift change, right?
Mhm.
Even if your shift is changed, right? Even I handle morning also. There are some batches available 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., right? Morning. So you can also shift to that batch if your shift is changed or job timings have changed. That facility you need to pre-intimate about this.
Okay. In weekend also 8:30 batch, and what is the usual other timing, sir? Weekends?
The other batches already they are running, they have started, right? But
Uh,
new batch means currently that is the new batch going to start. But in the coming days, any other batch going to start, it will be let you know that.
oh, like that.
You'll be updated of the things in the your WhatsApp group, right? There will be a separate group for this batch.
Okay.
Quite. Hi, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I'm working on embedded.
Mhm.
So, which framework is useful for me? I want to move for the ML and AI side, majorly using the computer vision. Is it
ML,
useful for me, UI technologies, or only core and advanced is enough?
core and advanced is enough.
Okay.
People who go for data science or data engineering, right? You can
Mm.
go with Python core and advanced and you can update with that things, right? Core and Python core and advanced is finished. People who go for data engineering, data analytics, right? So that's why I'm given Python core and advanced framework I didn't provide in this package.
Okay. And in this big data analytics, what about this Linux? What you are going to give the is it explanation about the device drivers or kernel or something you are going to give the
No,
training?
not that, not that. So how
Mm.
much knowledge required for this big data? That much knowledge you'll be getting Linux commands.
Okay, only comments. Okay, sir.
Because for understanding the Hadoop commands, this Linux commands you need to understand first.
Yes. Okay.
The Hadoops also there are commands, right? HDFS commands, right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, fine. So tomorrow also follow the same link, same timing at 9 o'clock. More discussion on this. Continuation to the today's class. Fine. So if I'm done with the queries, if there are no other queries, I will sign off for now. Meet you if some query was asked. See, in the modules related to this AI, right? So if you observe, right, if the most of the training sites, you won't see these modules. You won't what are these modules I am covering, right? You can just check with other training sites. Matplotlib, NumPy, Pandas. These modules for this data science AI environment, these are the mostly used modules. Just now I showed a lot of jobs are available on these modules where I'll be covering this important libraries of Python, right? Fine. So I said it's not 45 hours course, it is 70 hours course, right? That because of that, our course duration is increased because of those 3 modules. Okay, fine. Yeah, Shoban, right? Yes, that are the modules I'll be discussing related to that. Yagnam, right? Around 2.5 hours, right? On Saturday, and 2.5 hours on Sunday.
Sir, in this advanced Python and core Python, are you going to cover the NumPy and Pandas as well, or it is
Yes.
different?
Python Core and Advanced only you'll be getting those.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, Python with Selenium that is also you only handling, sir? Someone else?
No, someone is handling.
Okay.
So I do handle Python and also like Azure data engineering courses, big data courses,
Okay.
Hadoop PySpark course I'll be handling. So okay, fine. So I'm signing off for now. Meet you tomorrow. Yes. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, sir.